Get the Cowboys back to the Super Bowl. Shannon, do you agree that McCarthy will be good for Dak?
Skip, I don't see him making that big difference. They're speaking like Dak is Baker Mayfield. He should have went to Cleveland. That's what a big difference could have made because Baker had a substantial regression. Dak has improved every single year. So, look, the West Coast offense, I know this offense played in a number of years. Yes, the ball's coming out. The West Coast system, Skip, is predicated on 1, 2, 3, get the ball out, put it in your receiver's hands. Hence, you see the receivers that can do Jerry Rice within the West Coast, Sterling Sharp, guys that can catch the ball, run with it after the catch, do well in this system. Dak, the coach is not going to make Dak more accurate. Skip, Dak threw the ball. And there are plays that Dak had a 12, 15-yard completion, but if he hits the guy in stride, he gets a 30-yard completion. Therein lies the difference. Dak is just a tick more accuracy. And Dak is fine. But I'm going to tell you who's going to reap the biggest benefit from this offense, Skip. If they listen to me, Blake Jarwin.
Really?
You look at guys in the West Coast offense, you look at the tight end. I give you one. Anybody know a guy named George Kittle?
Yes.
He plays in the West Coast. What about Travis Kelce? Shannon Sharp played in that system. Brett Jones played in that system. That system for that Skip, if that guy...
I'm not sure Blake Jarwin is quite as good as they are, but again, he can benefit. I got that.
If he's as athletic as Dak says he is,
he might
Skip,
be the best athlete on the team.
he's a 75, 80 catch guy.
He could be.
Yes.
In moments, in stretches, I see that.
Yes.
I think you saw it.
Yes. I watched him in, what was that, 2018 Skip, the last game against the Giants. He go 3 touchdowns for over 100 yards.
Shannon Jarwin.
I watched him at the Giants this year, right before the half, take a, 30-yard ball.
Yep.
So
then you watch number 82 get most of the snaps, right?
See, there you go. Skip, I ain't got, look. There's a time and a place for everything.
Yep.
I don't believe this was the time or the place for Jason Witten.
Yeah.
He wanted to come back. He thought this could be special. Bless his heart. But what?
Bless his heart.
Yeah.
But
He did a lot for them.
coaching is not going to make a difference with Dak's accuracy. Maybe they can help him, with Dak, you need to go here and there. The ball's going to come out a lot quicker. And maybe he doesn't have to overthink it. But Skip, the guy threw for almost 5,000 yards. He was 30 and 11. Okay, so maybe you take 2 or 3 of those interceptions away and you add touchdowns. But they make it seem like Dak got to go through wholesale changes, like we talking about, like the kid Baker Mayfield had a regression. No, Dak is not. Dak, like I said, is just a tick. That's the difference between hitting a guy and he has a 12-yard catch or a 30-yard catch and run. That's where Dak. And if he can help Dak with that, okay. But I don't see this wholesale where they got to change Dak mechanics and they got to change his footwork. And Dak is just they make it seem like Dak is a project. Dak is far from a project. Dak's a damn good quarterback. Yeah, I gave him a D this year. I thought he could have did some things better. But
Gave him a bunch of F's.
No, I did. I didn't give him. He earned them, Skip.
Oh, okay.
You come to my class, I give you what you earn. I mean, he did.
Up and down.
He did come.
You gave him some tough grades.
He come on he had perfect attendance. So I give you credit for that, because it's cold sometimes, and we had some of them Sunday nights you had a tough night. You came to class Monday. But Skip, I believe Mike McCarthy is going to help the Cowboys offense. I just don't see the substantial upgrade where Dak's going to benefit.
By the way, Dak Prescott was second in the NFL in what were deemed catchable passes, so he's pretty accurate. I don't know.
Second.
Just for the record. Now, what is one of the oldest Texas expressions? If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I like that.
What's another old Texas expression? Dance with who brung you.
Yeah.
Meaning when you go to the dance, you should dance with who took you to the dance, right? Don't change partners.
Don't change it up?
Stay with who.
It all depends who comes in.
Well, I know.
Seriously.
Okay, both apply to what is about to happen to Dak Prescott because he was not broke, to your point.
Okay.
So why would you try to fix him with a whole new offense?
Right.
This is all new verbiage, all new terminology. He's going to have a rough offseason because everything he learned for 4 years just went right out the window.
Yeah.
Every play call is, what?
Right.
You know all these play calls. I'm sure they've sort of translated through the years. They've carried across the NFL through the West Coast. But Dak doesn't know any of this.
Right.
And all of a sudden, he's got to start over. So the preseason games become critical to him.
Right.
He's going to have to start wearing the wristband like, what? He hears it in his ear, and it's like, What? How does what formation goes to that? I don't
If Dak was in his 13th year, Skip, I say a change of offense because they hear first verbiage does wonders. You hear Aaron Rodgers talking about how it relit a fire. You hear guys that's later in their career. Skip, the guy's 5 years in. About to be 5 years in.
Okay, they put up, in some ways, historic numbers, except for the one number that matters the most, 8-8. So I give you 8-8. You could say that needs to be fixed. But I think that was more of a culture problem. This was a soft, underachieving football team in which too many people got paid.
Right.
Zeke, DeMarcus Lawrence, we could go on, Jalen Smith. But in the big picture, the numbers they put up, they led the league in yards gained. It's not all bad.
Right.
Again, did it translate on the scoreboard? But it's still, it's pretty good. And I told you that one stat of they had 7 wins that are of historic note where they had 30-plus points, 400-plus yards, and they won by 10 or more. And they had 7 of those, and it ranked 5th all time back to 1960. Well, there's something really good happening in there against, again, the rest of that table, down to 15 teams. They all did something like either get to the Super Bowl or the championship game, and this is the only team on the whole list.
Yeah, and most of them won like 11, 12 games.
Correct. Okay, so that didn't translate, but now we're back to Kellen Moore. The news yesterday was that Mike McCarthy is open to keeping Kellen Moore, but Mike McCarthy is going to call the plays. Okay, so you let Dak keep his big brother Kellen, and they're very close, but you've tied his hands. He's not going to have any input. It's Mike McCarthy's offense. It's not what Kellen knows.
No, right, exactly.
He didn't come up in it.
Right.
Right,
correct.
So now Ian Rappaport is reporting that he is considering going to the University of Washington, back to his home state, to be the offensive coordinator there.
I would do that.
I would do that.
Yeah.
Because he's just going to be sitting and watching for most of the year.
I don't want no handout.
Yeah, right.
Learning it like that.
He's got one more year on his contract. And one thing about Jerry Jones, he is very frugal. When he owes you, he usually won't fire you.
Right.
You know, like the whole offensive staff is under contract. So I'm sure he said, Mike, you got to keep a lot of these guys because I don't want to have to.
So
pay
he
him
gonna be like Mike Brown, huh?
Yeah, like that. You know what? Jerry's got Mike Brown. He owns $1 billion yacht, but again, he counts his pennies.
Interesting.
Pinches his pennies. Okay? So I look back at what did Mike McCarthy do in the early 2000s with Aaron Brooks and to a certain extent Jeff Blake in New Orleans. He was pretty good with
They were bombs away.
Okay, bombs away. Okay, I got it. And that one year where they sort of co-started, they made the playoffs and won a playoff game and lost their second round game.
Right.
Okay, not bad. So he did pretty good things with Aaron Brooks. I don't know if he's really Dak Prescott, but the point is, Dak's got to be sitting back thinking, what exactly did I do wrong last year?
Exactly.
Now we're starting over?
Right.
Really? So it's going to be a whole new voice, a whole new mindset. And he did trust Kellen Moore. And I don't know exactly how many plays Kellen was allowed to call, but probably quite a bit of them. Maybe 80% of them. And all of a sudden, it's all Mike all the time.
Skip, it was reported that when Jerry wouldn't extend Jason Garrett, he says, I want to call plays. Now, you remember his last couple of years, what did Mike McCarthy go back doing what he had given up earlier? He went back to calling plays. So now I think, Skip, because I believe he's going okay, yeah, because Jerry probably asked him, are you going to call plays or are you going to delegate? Oh, no, Jerry, I'm going to call plays. Skip, that's a lot on your plate. There are very few head coaches. You know, Kyle Shanahan does it, Sean McVay, Sean Payton. There are very
Andy Reid.
Yep. Guess what? All up in the West Coast. for the most part, in the West Coast, because Sean McVay is from the West Coast because he learned under Shanahan.
Yep.
Call plays. Is he going to start out calling plays and eventually turn that over to someone else? Or is he going to continuously call plays throughout?
I think he has a big ego and he wants to call plays. And he's been successful enough for long stretches.
And he wanted to show, I'm more than Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
He wanted to show, I'm more than Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Similar
You know, it's kind of a Belichick Brady thing where, okay, I'm going to show you now. You got me run out of Green Bay. I'm going to show you what happens in Dallas.
Yeah.
Okay? So here we go. I just don't love it because you're trying to fix the one thing that didn't need to be fixed.
Yeah.
Right?
But you hear him talking, he'll work wonders with Dak. That makes it seem like Dak's a project, Skip. Like he's a beat-down jalopy that you got to get new tires and new engine up. The dude threw for almost 5,000.
How hard is it really, though, to relearn a new system? I mean, it seems like a basic question, but have you seen it done successfully?
It's hard because I spent all my time in the West Coast. I go as a free agent to Baltimore, and now things mean different things. 50 protection in Denver meant I was blocking. 50 protection in Baltimore meant I was releasing. 70 protection in Baltimore, I was blocking, and 70 protection in Denver, I was releasing. So you got to. So what you try and do is try to equate things. Okay, he called this Chevy. That's a corner route, wall route, short cross. So you try to equate things that what you've heard. But I can do that, Skip, because I only got one route. He got to equate 3 different routes. He got X receiver, Y receiver, Z.
Okay, so we thought originally Jerry considered this a team on the verge. It's ready. It just needs the right components at the top.
Correct.
Head coach and defensive coordinator.
Right.
And now, instead of bringing in solid, you called them solid, you're bringing in total different new systems on both sides of the ball with the team on the verge.
Right.
I don't know. This could go the wrong way.
Yeah.
I'm surprised because when the Steelers, if I'm not mistaken, Skip, the Steelers, when Coach Cowell left, I think the offensive coordinator and the defensive coordinator stayed when Mike Tomlin came.
Well, LeBeau, was he?
LeBeau was the D coordinator. If I'm not mistaken, I think it might have been Wisenhunt. Wisenhunt might have left because he didn't get the job. He got passed over.
Maybe.
And he did because I think, I think he ended up leaving and Bruce Arians took over.
Well, that wasn't a bad deal.
All right.
But the offense stayed basically intact.
Yes.
Is what I'm saying. So why not leave the offense intact?
I don't know.
Dak's got a busy offseason, to say
I'm
the
not
least.
sure Jerry considered all
I don't know. And now I hadn't even thought about it really.
It's easier for one person to learn an offense than 25.
Yeah.
Because you got 25 guys got to learn a new offense as opposed to the head coach.
We're going to take a quick break from talking about the Cowboys to talk about the Lakers. How impressive was their historic
I can't wait for
defense
this.
last night? That is next.